he should try and do some investigation before he put it across the nation like that. And he should really apologize to RoseMarie Shaw for it, because it is a dreadful, dangerous, vindictive.
And to the rate of all them lies dreadful, my have to remix the Bob Marley song, yeah. All pirate, them no stop lie. Blessings, ABR family and viewers. Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl, Isabel Rose. And in this one, Snake Anju Oates started off our parliament with lies directed at newly elected Member of Parliament for St. Thomas, RoseMarie Shaw, who had to basically defend herself after what he stated. Please stay tuned for the details at hand. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. So, ABR family and viewers, we're seeing this little puppeteer run out the other day, talking about his requesting police investigation of alleged intimidation of workers on the highway project, right? And I am sure that he has connection with CHEC, who is responsible for doing the highways of Jamaica. But he didn't bother to do that. He might run out about investigation into allegations. Can you imagine? And basically pointing fingers at the newly elected Member of Parliament, RoseMarie Shaw. But here's what really happened.
There was a meeting on Wednesday, September 10 with the contractors. However, he denied that there was any force, fear or animosity as reported by the Minister of Works, Robert Morgan.
What I'm asking is that the media and the minister or Mr. Morgan, before putting out these statements, do the relevant investigation, speak with the Golden Grove Police Station and speak to China Harbour. Because to this date, we have not seen a report from the police and we have not seen a report from CHEC. So on what grounds are you speaking on?
Minister Morgan threatened to temporarily halt the project after report that individuals sought to unlawfully impose themselves there by claiming authority to take over construction activities, appoint liaison officers, as well as attempt to dictate security arrangement for the project. The allegations have raised questions about the hiring practice for the project in light of the change in the political power there. The People's National Party's RoseMarie Shaw recently won the St. Thomas Eastern constituency, unseating the JLP's Michelle Charles. TVJ News understands that employment opportunities are distributed along party lines. Head of the St. Thomas Police Division Superintendent Michael Campbell said he wasn't aware of any issue, nor were there any formal complaints made. He said he would further look into the matter. Victor Hutchinson, who was also in the meeting, says the complaints were mischievous.
He should try and do some investigation before he put it across the nation like that. And he should really apologize to RoseMarie Shaw for it, because it is a dreadful, dangerous, vindictive setup by some other persons in the constituency.
Only for Anju Oates to basically take the stand at the swearing-in of Parliament, to come with a bold-faced lie, repeating the same thing that Nesta came with, right? And them have the handle to get information from police. They have the handle to get information from CHEC. But they didn't do that. He came in our parliament, the old pirate, the old liar, come in our parliament. And here's what he said.
Madam Speaker, the South Coast Road Improvement Project has unfortunately been marred by interference, intimidation, and attempts by individuals to unlawfully insert themselves into the works. I bring it here, Madam Speaker, because it is important to set the policy, the procedures, and the standards so that there is no ambiguity. The government has made it clear, And I repeat it here in this House, that no one has the authority to hijack national projects, intimidate contractors, or substitute political muscle for lawful governance. That way, thank God. I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you for the assurance. That way of doing things is the old politics. It is the very political violence that we celebrate that we have got rid of. And we can't return to it at all. Now, where jobs, we have had a practice established many years ago that members of parliament must be notified in writing about projects in their constituency. And I'm sure every member of parliament, including the new ones that are coming in, you would want that to be the case. That every project in your constituency, and I'm speaking it here for the heads of agencies who are here, that you must alert, notify members of parliament about things that you're doing in their constituency. That must be the case. There has also been a long-standing convention that where these projects or programs generate employment, that a privilege is extended. I'm not going to say a courtesy, but a privilege is extended to the member of parliament to recommend persons to work. And there is even a further convention of asking the members of parliament to recommend liaisons. And it has worked well. We have not had any challenges with it. But we have to be practical. Where projects are already in train, and especially on the South Coast Road Improvement Project, which is deep in train, that any disruption or disturbance would not be in the national interest. It would not be in the national interest. And in any event, I want to assure members of parliament that this administration is not about trying to deprive MPs of the privileges that are established in conventions. No. But this administration is about order. It is about ensuring that systems are in place that work to preserve and protect public resources. And so I want to just make it absolutely clear here that there must not be, it will not be countenanced, and where it crosses the law to become an illegal or criminal act, the government will pursue.
However, a RoseMarie Shaw sought to defend herself by refuting the misleading remarks, the lies from Anju Oates, and she also presented a copy of information from CHEC. And so, Member of Parliament for Eastern St. Thomas, Yvonne Shaw, has firmly rejected remarks made by Anju Oates during the opening of Parliament and swearing ceremony on Thursday, September 18, 2025. In his remarks, Anju Oates suggested her involvement in political intimidation related to the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project. MP Shaw stated, "At no point did I or anyone on my team engage in intimidation of any kind. My sole focus has been to ensure that the people of Eastern St. Thomas benefit fairly from opportunities arising from this important project. The attempt to politicize a routine process is both regrettable and distracting from the work at hand. Following the general election, MP Shaw met with projects contractors, China Harbour Engineering Company CHEC, to facilitate the orderly transition of the liaison officer. This step is a standard practice that has taken place after past elections whenever there is a change of parliamentary representation. CHEC has since documented that the transition was conducted appropriately and confirmed that her engagement was consistent with ensuring fairness and continuity. The company further recommended collaboration from both political parties to avoid unnecessary delays and to safeguard the timely completion of the project. MP Shaw reaffirmed her commitment to the progress and development of Eastern St. Thomas and urged all parties to focus on nation building rather than division. And some of what Anju stated in that argument, he basically spoke of the liaison officer. So RoseMarie Shaw did not do anything wrong here, so. But here's what the CHEC release had to say. And it says, based on the outcome of the most recently held general election, there has been a change of elected members of parliament in the constituency of Eastern St. Thomas and Eastern Portland. These two constituencies directly impact sections of the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project, specifically Tranche 3 of the SHIP Part B 3 and 4 project, which traverses the parishes of St. Thomas and Portland. CHEC's team responsible for implementing works on Tranche 3 was approached on Monday, September 8, 2025 by the newly elected Member of Parliament for Eastern St. Thomas, Miss RoseMarie Shaw, and her new team to commence a transition process of the liaison officer who subsequently would be responsible for recruiting the labor force on site. A meeting was conducted with Ms. Shaw and her team on Tuesday, September 9, 2025, and a way forward was agreed. It has been customary for the sitting MP of the constituency in which works are being carried out to appoint a liaison officer to the project. There is then a rotation system where workers are changed on a 2-week basis depending on the request from our construction teams as to the varying skill set needed. Based on the outcome of the meeting with Ms. Shaw and her team, CHEC has moved to commence the transition process. This process was also done in 2016 and 2020 after previous general elections convened in the interest of the project. CHEC recommends that representatives from both political parties meet to resolve any issues in order to prevent any delays to our project, which we are working assiduously to deliver to the government of Jamaica. So liar man, your lies them will not work. And I keep after going back to asking this question every time. Are this Jamaica really settle for? The constant lies? Selective in what they basically investigate on? Are this Jamaica really settle for? But big up again to RoseMarie Shaw for coming out, letting us know what transpired in that meeting. We seen the statement from CHEC as well. What says you, ABR family and viewers? Drop your comments in the comment section with me, you and I say. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel on the road to 50k. Help me to get there, please, to get this video to at least 7,000 likes. Stay tuned for more videos. Stay tuned for more updates. Big up on yourself. Happy Saturday.